So to finish on the topic of how to get inspired and step up your prompt game, there is two functions that can be valuable, and you need to use them carefully. The first one is pretty easy. It's a shorten function. What it does is like basically if you put a prompt that can be kind of like a longer prompt, or like you find someone from like one of the example, because sometimes they do that. They have like a very extensive prompt. If you use this function and you press enter, basically Midjourney will remove the things that are like not the most important and keep everything that is important within as a token within the prompt. And here you get like a multiple version of it. The good thing is like you can easily like run this like shortened version of the prompt, and again it's to kind of like helping you like understanding what is the most important when it's about prompting. And so if you do that and you run the prompt, then you will be able to see like what is the difference being created depending of like how's the token and how specific is your prompt. So that's one thing that is very interesting. So like the shorten function, and then another one that you need to use, with a lot of respect, is the describe feature. And that doesn't mean that you're using it only for like image generating on Midjourney. You can use it with like any type of reference. But what it does is like basically you can send an image to Midjourney using the describe function. And when you do that, it will pretty much generating the prompt from the image. So in this example, this is a picture of like an amazing sculpture. I'm putting it here. I use the describe function and then I hit enter. And then what it will do is like Midjourney will generating the prompt. So there is two important things here. The first one is like you will not necessarily able to like recreate exactly that with the prompt. So one more time, it's always for like education purpose, like for you to understand how Midjourney is seeing things, to being able to have like a good understanding of like the prompt elements. So, and it give you like some tokens here right away. So you can have like some ID here, and same thing, you can right away generate the image based on these features. So like imagine all, and then it will just like start putting up the prompt that it generated. And this is when the interesting thing will happen is like sometimes the outcome will not necessarily and will never be actually like a perfect replica of like your input, but it will give you like some additional learning about like how the prompt was composed and like what was the image that was generating. So more like product pack shot. Here is interesting. As you can see, Midjourney has a hard time to like understand like the material effect on the face of the sculpture. But again, it's just to kind of like giving you some starting point. And then I'm going to do it one more time with like one of the sneakers I generated with Midjourney, to just see if it's like actually getting better when it's like an image that's being generated by Midjourney in the first place. And we're going to do a lot of sneakers together. But this one, again, putting is kind of like getting the prompt. As you can see, there is like shorter version, there is like longer version. This is my image that I created with Midjourney. And then now I'm going to hit image in all, just to see if it can be like close from my original design. So it's interesting because you can see that there's like elements that are like similar, or it's getting like better here, but it's also what I personally feel is super exciting with Midjourney is very hard to like getting like two things to be exactly the same. But here is just like giving you some more references. So that's another thing. When you have like the explore tab, when you start like creating content, if you want to like really refine the way you understand prompt and getting better at prompting, that can be a very valuable feature. Don't use that to rip off other people's work, but just to like get better at prompting. That's going to be a very powerful tool to use.